Hey guys, Red here, and welcome to the Binding of Isaac Rebirth Afterbirth update number 21. So, we finally know the new game mode. It is, in fact, what we all thought, greed. It's all about greed and money. So basically this whole update is going to be about the new game mode, some details about it, and so on. But before we get into it, right off the bat, Edmund tells us that yet again he's not able to tell us the release date of Afterbirth, so that's kind of a shame. Stuff has basically made it so he's not able to get an exact date, but hopefully we will have a date for the DLC soon. But on to the actual update. So, greed mode. Basically, we're going to have to read a lot of stuff here. So, basically, he says when he was designing Rebirth, he always wanted to have, or people were always requesting things like boss rush or mob rush, and he couldn't quite put down a full mode without it feeling kind of tacked on. So he made boss rush, and that was it. He thought that was going to be okay. But after a while, basically, he says during the Afterbirth, while he was creating Afterbirth, basically he was playing around with ideas of a true kind of boss and mob rush mode that could have more depth than just being a Mega Man style fight all the bosses again. So it wasn't just, you know, fighting a bunch of bosses and then getting an item and then moving on or whatever. He wanted it to be like a whole game mode. Kind of like the zombies in Call of Duty, and that kind of sense is what he was basically going for, that kind of game mode. So he says that basically he believes some of the biggest shortcomings of Isaac are things such as, sorry about the Steam update by the way, basically things like the fact that you have to always fight Mom and Mom's heart. He feels like it's kind of sucks that you always know that you're going to be fighting these two bosses every single run you do, no matter what. And I don't know, maybe something got changed about that, but he doesn't like that. Also the fact that he doesn't like sometimes how random the item pulls are, and he likes the fact that he likes having it be where you can have more choice in building your game or your runs. That's why he really likes the addition of there's options and more options as items in the game, because it definitely gives you like a lot more options to make a better run, so you're not always, you know, just stuck with the most random stuff and you have no control over it. And then also he thinks that the risk reward kind of things that are in the game feel way too luck based, and he's always wanted to make them, you know, a bit better. So basically he says when designing greed mode, he wants to basically make it a totally new game type that is basically Isaac but addresses all the flaws that he mentioned above, while at the same time attempting to make it fun and a more fully realised mob and boss rush mode that people basically really want to play. So basically this is the layout of the new game mode. So basically the way it's going to look is you'll come in, each floor will basically be, we'll have an exit here, the big room in the middle where all the mobs will spawn, the big store will be up here, there'll be a cursed room and a devil room, or devil or angel room on these sides, and then two treasure rooms on this side, and also the possibility of super secret rooms spawning in areas like this. So this is basically what the floors are always going to look like. Well, maybe not always, but this is basically the layout of it that he tells us. And basically it's going to be a double wide store, two treasure rooms, cursed room, exit room, possible devil or angel room, and the game's main focus, the double height room with a button in the centre. And basically the way the game starts is you start off with the store and the treasure room and the cursed room open. You go in and you can go in and get items and do whatever you need to do with those rooms if you want, and then once you press the button all the doors will be blocked and the first mobs will appear in the room and you basically start fighting them, and also a timer next to the button will start going down, and also the button will turn red and there'll be spikes around it, so if you want to hit it to stop the mobs from spawning, it'll cost you some life. And basically the way it seems like the way it's going to work is you fight as many mobs as you possibly can to basically get more money, which is basically money is what you need in the game to basically do everything. So you want to use money's like basically the only way of getting keys and getting other items in the game are in the run. So the more mobs you're able to kill, the more money you get. But if you feel like things are getting a bit too risky, you can sacrifice half a heart to hit the stop button and stop the run and stop the mob spawning, and I think that makes it so all the doors will reopen and you can kind of try and get yourself healed up, try and get some new items and stuff. And yeah, also once the time runs out, either A, when you kill all the enemies, or B, when the time runs out, that's when more enemies will spawn. And the more waves you clear, the more money you'll get. Or if you die, obviously the run will also end. So it seems simple, but it gets really crazy apparently, and I can imagine it being pretty crazy. Like, it seems like a really fucking fun game mode. The fact that all the mobs are randomly generated and Isaac isn't is something you don't usually see in the game, and it's really interesting having to kill all these mobs and keeping an eye on the timer and making sure you have the ability to hit stop when things start getting out of control. But the real thing that makes the game, the breed mode, fun is that there are no lucky drops. Basically, the only drops you get from the enemies is money. There's no hearts, no bombs, no keys, nothing else, no pills. Everything you need to get, anytime you need to get hearts, keys, items, or anything of the sort, you need to get inside the store. So basically it makes it so you have to try and beat as many enemies as possible to get as many new items as possible. So it makes it really, worth risking your life, risking dying to try and get as much money as possible on each wave. And basically, yeah, so this is the way the store will look. It will always have 2 random pickups first, which will be like bombs, keys, hearts, pills, tarot cards, stuff like that. The third item will always be a heart or a soul heart. The fourth will always be a key. The fifth one here will always be a store item. The next one will always be a boss item, and the last one will be a random item. And all the items will be priced as normal, and items can also go on sale. So yeah, this is the way it works. As you can see, there's a heart, there's a health upgrade, another health upgrade, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and then a bomb at the end. So yeah, that's basically the foundation. So the stores are like the foundation of the game mode. This is where you can get this is where you buy keys to get so you can get into the item rooms, and this is where you can get hearts to keep yourself alive, and bombs and stuff to either blow up secret rooms or to help you fight the enemies. And this is how you build your character up. But unfortunately that's where it ends. He says there's still some balancing and tuning and some visuals to add, so don't expect the mode to look exactly the way it does. And yeah, at the end, yeah, he realises there's going to be a lot of questions such as, how do waves work? What about bosses? How do you open the devil rooms? Where does the mode end? Will there be new bosses? How will items pool change? What about the rooms? And he basically says we'll have to find out next week. So unfortunately that is where he ends with the update, but I gotta say, I am so goddamn relieved that we finally know what the new game mode is and what it's all about. I think everyone kind of assumed it was going to be something along these lines, but I don't know, this just seems like amazing. Like, this new game mode seems so much fun, and I cannot wait to play it at all. And yeah, unfortunately there's also I don't think there's any secret links in this post either, actually, unless I've totally missed them. But that's it for this week's update, guys. So make sure to subscribe if you want to keep updated on Afterbirth news. Make sure to follow Edmund on Twitter. He'll always post a bunch of stuff about Isaac, and also post the link to these updates on his Tumblr every week as well. So make sure to do both of those, and I will see you guys next week. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.